And now that Tylil just came out with evidence, substantial evidence, he came up with evidence today to back up his claim that he never SA'd her.
Because she found out that he had a girlfriend.
Jourdin Pauline accused Tylil of stealing her phone. He got a phone call from one of his friends, and after that she started acting weird.
Try and deny it, but ultimately she's a woman, so people are just going to automatically take her side.
I'm not defending Tylil at all, but from my experiences of dealing with Tylil and being around him, he's never come off as a rapist.
When it comes to think pieces on this app, or at least me doing think pieces, I really slowed down. Why? Oh, these are my eye patches. I just turned them upside down. But back to the think piece that I said I stopped doing, but I'm doing right now. When it comes to this TikTok app, right? Somebody can come up here and say something, and before anybody do research or try to find the other perspective, everybody just kind of runs with that perspective. Everybody just kind of runs with whatever that first person says, right? With no checking, with no nothing. And usually there's another side that would come out with their side of the story. And depending on which side people saw first, people would resonate with that. But then when people get presented with new information, aka the other perspective, it's like, oh my God, like, do I change my mind? A lot of people change their minds. A lot of people double down. So you have so many people coming out about think pieces saying, I believe person A. I don't believe person A. I believe person B. I don't believe person B. People are just going back and forth based off of what people are getting up here on the internet to say. What I'm realizing from this app, I'm getting whiplash from every perspective, is that sometimes it's okay for me to say I don't know. It's not that I don't see what's going on. It's just that sometimes I don't have an opinion. And sometimes you just gotta wait for more information to come out so you can make an educated guess. DoorDash girl was one example. I saw so many think pieces before I even saw the original. And now the girl is facing jail time. I didn't know most of the details of the story, and neither did most people getting up here doing think pieces. The same case with Jourdin Pauline, right? Before Lil Tylil even got on the internet to say anything. Now here's the thing, I'm never one to defend a man, and I'm still not defending a man. What I will say is, I allowed for the situation to play out more. My thing is, I never put anything past a man. Same case for DoorDash girl. I don't put nothing past the man. So when Jourdin was telling her story, there's a possibility that this could have happened. I'm gonna need to see a little bit more evidence. Also, with just how she talked about the story altogether, instead of me saying straight up, I don't believe you, I'm gonna need to see more. I didn't get up here and make a think piece about it because I don't know. Because some people are saying she's lying and here's why, and those kind of make sense. And some people are saying she's not lying. You can't put anything past the man, and I also agree with that. What I don't have is Tylil's perspective. You know what I'm not gonna do? Give an opinion about the situation. Because I don't have enough to even form an opinion. And now that Tylil just came out with evidence, substantial evidence, he came up with evidence today to back up his claim that he never SA'd her. And I'm not gonna lie, Jourdin, it's looking a little... It is giving very much like you wanted more, and unfortunately, you found out that he had a gal. It was a text message of her saying, I'm about to show you who I am. So, I don't know. Sometimes it's okay to not have an opinion because things are always going to play themselves out.
Got people writing comments on posts that ain't got nothing to do with it. I got people messaging me. Listen, I'm gonna do a live on it today so we can nip it in the bud, but I thought I already did. It's just TikTok algorithm, I guess, ain't show it to y'all. Tylil came out and proved his innocence, okay, essentially. That girl was trying to extort him. I know a lot of people saw the video where I said, I don't know what happened. I hope she lying, but I feel like I should believe her over him. And everybody talking about, what's up with that apology video, Bro, like 2 days later, after I really like dove into all this, I made a video. It got like 500,000 views, so I know a lot of people have seen it. Where I was like, she sound like she just regrets having sex with him because she found out that he had a girlfriend. That's what it sounds like. I don't know. I don't know why y'all keep making the like, John, she just regret him because she found out he had. I said that. I have a whole video on this app. I think it's at like close to 500,000 views. A lot of people have seen it. I don't know why y'all keep messaging me about it. Anyway, I will say this though. I go live every day. We play Fortnite. Today is gonna be a longer live. So we're gonna react to the whole Tylil stream and that whole thing. We're gonna do a little Fortnite and we're gonna do a little Arc Raiders. I'm gonna start it out with Fortnite and then I'm gonna do the Tylil thing and then we're gonna play.
And entire relationship just to clear your name, because that is exactly what Tylil did last night, and I think he made the right decision. If you haven't heard already, Jourdin Pauline accused Tylil of SA, stealing her phone, leaving her stranded, blackmailing her. And obviously this took the internet by storm because everyone's like, oh my God, Tylil's an R word? Like, that's crazy. She even posted screenshots of text messages to one of her friends, pretty much saying that he R-worded her. And he was relatively silent until last night, where he went on stream, dropped so many receipts that absolutely prove that what she was saying is not all the truth. He said after the Streamer Awards after party, he was leaving with his hairstylist. She asked if she could jump in his Uber, and they ended up at his hotel. He was offering to like take her home. She said she had to use the bathroom in his hotel room. He said he got a phone call from one of his friends, and after that she started acting weird, so he started recording their interactions. Well, one thing led to another, and they hooked up. And apparently on the recording, which he showed on stream, she's talking about, I've never done a one night stand. This is my first one, like pretty much admitting to the deed that happened. Gotcha. And she doesn't sound panicked. She doesn't sound like she's in danger or scared or anything like that. They're just chilling in bed, like pillow talking, whatever. Then he shows the receipt of the Ubers that he got for her to send her back home, because she originally was in a Toyota. Then she came back and said, I want a black truck. So he got her a black truck to send her home the next morning. She claimed Tylil broke and stole her phone. He dropped receipts of her texting one of his friends saying that she has to go all the way back to the hotel because she left her phone. He posted screenshots of Zelle requests she sent him for $2,000. In the note, it said for playing with me. So now he's accusing her of blackmail as well.
You can't make that up.
And in now deleted tweets, she said the 2K was to pay for her phone that you broke. I don't know an iPhone that's 2K, but
She's
whatever.
selling it.
And after his stream, she has deleted her Instagram. Tylil ended up posting a photo of him and his girlfriend and apologizing to her, saying that he loves her and he's sorry and what he did wasn't smart and these girls are jealous. But obviously, he wouldn't even be in the situation if he didn't cheat. So like, what a mess. But I'm glad he was able to clear his name, because that is insane.
That's exactly what happened. Exactly what she said, right? The girl asked for $2,000. She was selling that cat. And what happened is she didn't get the money up front, right? Because she wasn't a real 304. She figured Tylil is a top guy. He is. He's with Casanat almost every day. I believe, does he live with him? Yeah, I think so. If he doesn't live with him, he's always over there. So she knows he has bread. Like, guys, when you're getting millions of views on YouTube, you're getting money. I'm talking about serious money. So she knows he has it. So she propositioned him. She looks like she is pretty. I will say that. So she knows, and she has gotten money for herself before. I'm telling you guys, she probably took trips to Dubai.
All we need is one night in Dubai.
She was going to Dubai just to get by. Dubai just to get by. Dubai just to get by. Sing it with me. Dubai just to get by.
That need to be said again and again with fierce conviction.
Dubai just to get by. Dirty girl, because she was taking a doo-doo. Wanted to get $2,000 from him. He doesn't pay, but she didn't get the money up front. You played yourself. And you got girls saying, oh, well, you know, if he was supposed to go to $2,000, no. You get that money up front. Is he wrong for that? Yeah, he would be wrong for that. But that's not the S word. S-A. That's not grape. It's just not. But watch this. Watch this.
I'm not defending Tylil at all, but from my experiences of dealing with Tylil and being around him, he's never come off as a rapist. However, from everything that I've seen about this whole Jourdin Tylil situation, I personally feel that technically, under a technicality, Tylil did assault Jourdin. Apparently, Jourdin links Tylil after the streamer awards party, which already is a red flag because Tylil has a girlfriend. No woman wants to be a side chick to nobody, right? And everyone's like, oh, everyone knew Tylil had a girlfriend. Everyone knew that. I'm sure with her being in the streamer world, she knew that also. So no girl wants to be a side chick or a groupie or nothing like that.
Are you sure about that?
I believe that, like a lot of other women out here, are 304s. Jourdin said that $2,000 was for her phone to get fixed. I didn't know an iPhone costs $2,000. Also, if Tylil broke your phone, how come there was no pictures or videos of a broken iPhone? How come there's no video or anything of you talking about, well, I got my new phone finally, I'm back on? Like, you didn't do none of that. Now, Tylil said he was recording because he felt like she was going to be on some weird stuff. Or my whole thing is, it's not like you're recording to make yourself look good after you did something wrong.
I wonder why they left.
Or you're about to do something wrong. If a woman is giving you any weird signs that she's police or she's going to turn on you or anything, wouldn't any man in his right mind say, hey, I got to get this girl away from me before I end up with a Me Too movement on my name, right? So the fact that he felt she was on some weird stuff like that and he didn't separate himself or separate her is a red flag to me. Assault comes in many different forms. Ladies, if he has ever taken it off while y'all are in the act and you didn't say, yes, you can take it off, that is assault. If you lay down under the pretense that, hey, I'm going to be receiving 10 bands, and he doesn't do that, that was not consensual because you did not consent to that. I believe that Jourdin would not have let him do nothing with her feed or anything else unless he gave her that 2 bands. She probably was like, okay, I'm going to do this or whatever. He's going to pay me after. And he didn't do that. So because she wasn't paid like promised, that's where the assault story comes from. So technically that is assault. And it does sound very much like a tricking situation because she talks about, oh, I don't want to ride in the Camry. I want to ride in the black truck. You're treating him like a trick.
I've seen the whole like drama with like Tylil and Jourdin, the other streamer, and how, you know, she accused him of like essaying her, and the whole situation, it's just sad. Because not only do false accusations ruin the life of the person being accused, but it also is a slap in the face to actual victims of SA, because then when they try and come forward with their actual stories, people don't believe them because it's like, oh, this could be a false accusation thing, when in reality, they're telling the truth. And thank God Tylil has evidence that refutes those accusations, but people don't understand fully that even if you do prove yourself innocent here, your reputation is absolutely stained. Because if somebody looks up your name, they're gonna see, oh, SA allegations or SA this person, when it's just not true, but that's your reputation now. Like, you just can't erase that type of stuff. Even if you win your case, even if the accuser says, hey, I was actually lying, in the court of the public opinion, they still will look at you like, oh, like you did this, or, you know, I heard this about you. Like, they still have those thoughts about you. But that's why defamation is a real thing, and you absolutely can get sued for it, and I hope some of these people do, because alleging false accusations, like, it's just one of the worst things you can do.
I see a lot of women who are more upset that the Tylil dude cheated than he was accused of rape. How the fuck is that even normal to y'all? And the answer is y'all hate men, bro. Like, they hate men no matter what. They forgive a girl for lying on him because she shouldn't have cheated on his girlfriend. So remember, man, if you cheat on your girlfriend, you can get murdered, hung, shot, you can be falsely accused of rape, you can be called a child molester, all this because you cheated on your girlfriend. It don't make sense. So basically what we're saying is if a woman cheat, then whatever consequence comes to her, right? Like, you know, when people, you know, right? Like, that's what we're saying, right? Oh, but y'all want us to pray for the strippers who getting murdered because, you know what I'm saying, they got mad because they finessed them. Like, no. Then if y'all love to say, oh, well, nothing deserves that. Okay, well, nothing deserves being lied on about rape, bro. That never leaves you. That stays on your record forever, man. That girl deserves 150 years, bro. And if you don't feel the same way, maybe you don't deserve to have sons. Maybe you shouldn't be around any men, period. You're sick. I see
Yeah, it's a problem. And what it is because men are disregarded. We're not seen as human. That's what's happening nowadays, right? Why do men get canceled? You know why he said something? Because the lady in red, right, said, oh, if he said that about her, you know, he should, if he told her he was going to give her 2,000, he should have gave it to her. Look, if that happened, he is wrong for that. But he's not wrong for SA because you get the money up front. And the fact that ladies are as concerned about him cheating on his girl is crazy because they disregard the charges. Those are serious. Do you know if he wouldn't have spoke up, right? Talking back to the red lady, if he wouldn't have spoke up, that man would have been off YouTube. So he had to show the receipts. He had to risk losing his relationship or lose his career. He picked the latter, right? So many men are stuck in that position. For instance, what was that guy? That guy that played in Jonathan something, right? The guy, I forgot the character he played. The black guy. He dealt with a white woman. He got seen for abuse. They stripped all the Marvel character from him. So he couldn't do anything after that, right? I'm sure he's still making money, but that's a big bag, Marvel. And he was a darn good actor too. But losing Marvel, that's nothing to laugh at. And that's why Tylil risks losing his girl.
Once the Me Too movement happened, and the Me Too movement had to happen, right? There was no way as a society we could escape it. But there was a consequence that was paid of a movement like that. What it did was it started creating fear among men, right? Here. Men were like, I can't approach a girl. She's going to say that I tried to grape her, right? Okay. Now they're not progressing in the way that most men have, right? Where it's like going through the cycles of rejection. So in the 90s, when you were in a bar in LA, like 70 guys would come up and hit on you, and it would be fine, and they'd move on to the next one, and it wasn't such an issue. Now, one rejection is such a blow to the ego. It can't be tolerated because the fear of not being labeled or being targeted became even bigger, right? And here's where the incel movement really started to take shape. They started to come in and being like, well, you know, like, we haven't done anything and we're good guys and we deserve this because we're just men, and why can't that be enough? So that started happening. The inverse of that was the Me Too movement also started creating a lot of fear in the
I gotta speak to the fact that she said incel. You're calling guys incel, but how could a guy be an incel? Because guys are saying every day there's always someone that's willing to give it up. Right? There's always a girl out there that's easy, peasy, lemon squeezy, and ready to be easy, right? With anybody. So I don't think men are facing hard times like you think. Some guys may be stuck in their shell. Yes, there may be a few guys, right? So what I'm saying is, like, out of 10 guys, you may find 2 or 3 or 4. But a lot of guys are taking the easy access because they have to.
Environment with women, with consent, with understanding what it was. It was the first time they were starting to not be like, oh yeah, that guy touched my butt, and be like, oh my God, that guy touched my butt, right? And holding people accountable also started isolating women. It's a fucked up situation. I don't know how else to tell you this, but it was a culturally significant moment that started shaping the way the next generation started to date and identify how to be with one another. And it started getting really complex. Guys stopped putting themselves out there due to fear of rejection. Women started becoming more fearful of their safety. Combine both of that, ego, fear. Show.
No. It got out of hand. Maybe she didn't participate in it. It got out of hand. You saw girls going to the gym, cameras ready, waiting for a man, waiting to catch a man in their camera. If a man admired her and thought she had a booty, right? Yeah, you may say it's a creep, but men see something nice, he's going to admire. Don't wear it if that's the case. It got out of hand that way. Seriously. Girls made examples out of men. And men said no more. That's why the date market is the way it is today. Because of ladies like Jourdin Pauline.
Me Too movement are now facing consequences because it says more male managers are avoiding mentoring women or meeting alone with them. And, I can't even fault the men in this situation because, all it takes in 2025, all it takes is a dude saying the wrong joke or misreading a situation and he's just in jail or fired. Especially this day and age when everyone is just like so sensitive. And it's really smart of men to not be in a situation where they are alone with a woman. Like that's just smart. Because all it's going to take is for her to say one thing and you to try and deny it, but ultimately she's a woman, so people are just going to automatically take her side, and then you're just screwed. But I don't think you have to go, I don't think men have to go as far as like avoid being alone with women. I think some of the accountability has to be on women having good judgment. Because all of those girls in the Harvey Weinstein case said that they went to his house at 2 a.m. to like for an audition. Like, bruh, women are the smartest species in the world. How were they all so dumb to believe that an audition would take place at somebody's personal home at 2 a.m.? Come on now.
Bro's response to my video. So he says that passport bros prefer to marry non-Western women because of the better divorce rates, lower divorce rates, I mean. I'm not going to argue with that because that almost sounds like a good reason to marry someone from a certain place. But let's unpack the...
That sounds like a good reason to marry someone from a certain place. Case is closed. What else are you going to say after that, right? You just admitted guys are making the right move. So I just want guys to see how dumb you're going to sound. Let's continue.
In a moment, we'll get to what Nate is saying about westernized women, but let's talk about what this says about him and other passport bros. What does it say about a man who has to seek out a woman that culturally and statistically won't leave him?
You're so dumb.
This is exactly the point I made in my last video about these men going to a place where the women are more vulnerable to them.
You are really dumb. For real.
Now, his counter-argument could be that a person that stays in a marriage and doesn't leave them is more likely to work on it. I'm not going to argue with that, right? But I know many Malaysian women who are in toxic and abusive relationships, married or unmarried, where they will not break up with their boyfriend or leave their husband because, they think, oh, I didn't try hard enough. But really, every day they're getting abused. And they live in a culture where they will be shamed for being a divorcee. And in a culture where people have multiple kids, the shame that is put on these women is multiplied. Speaking of shame put on women, let's go to the shame that Nate puts on westernized women. So Nate places the blame on Western divorces on just the women, which doesn't surprise me considering all passport bros are misogynists at heart. He might have forgotten that in a heterosexual marriage there are two people, and so I can't possibly begin to imagine why it's just the woman's fault. But anyway, he goes on to say that Western women are taught in their culture to just up and leave whenever they feel dissatisfied, whereas men would do anything for the women. Well, let me tell you a quick story. I dated a man who did everything and anything for me. It was to the point that my friends called it love bombing. My therapist called it narcissistic. And the court judge called it domestic abuse and grounds for a restraining order. I think you forget that women don't owe you shit. And there are plenty of reasons other than abuse for a woman to leave a relationship, such as incompatibility, a lack of respect, a lack of chemistry. Are women not allowed to be happy? If you're not happy in your relationship, then why are you staying? For a gold star sticker? Then he keeps going and says he asked ChatGPT and said that 70% of divorces were initiated by the woman in Western cultures. That it's even higher, up to 90% for women who went to college. So I love how men always find a way to put down a woman who is educated. I would like to put out...
She's the perfect example. You're too smart for your own good. You're too smart. I gotta handle it to Dr. Umar. You're too smart for your own good. You're too smart for your own good. Certain idioms are there for a reason. Smarty pants. What's crazy? She's from Malaysia. I'm sure a guy goes to Malaysia, right? Because she doesn't understand. Western men, for the most part, I'm not going to say everybody, right, are not thinking they're trying to escape. They're looking for a way of escape. They're getting divorced by ladies like you. That's why he's showing those statistics. Crazy.
This controversial opinion of mine that I think women who graduated from college are probably not stupid. Now, I will never put down a woman who didn't get a college education. But a woman who did get a college education put a lot of time and money into exercising her critical thinking skills. An educated woman who leaves her husband is not something to frown upon. That woman has definitely done her research on whether or not to divorce her husband. I promise you, she didn't ask ChatGPT. So anyway, thank you, Nate, for proving to me that passport bros are indeed blessings to the misogynist community.
You know, they seem to forget at the end there, woman with a college education. Ladies overseas get a college education. My wife graduated from college. Still, I've been married to her for 10 years. Case closed.
What is a passport bro? A passport bro is a man who is done with entitled, ungrateful, high mileage women in the West demanding provider status while offering nothing but an attitude and an OnlyFans link. Done with 50% divorce rates, false accusations, alimony, traps, and child support jails. Done with feminism lies. You're toxic if you want a feminine, loyal, fit, debt-free, low body count. So he grabs his passport, flies to Colombia, Thailand, Philippines, Ukraine, Brazil, anywhere but the US. Places where women still value men. Cook, stay slim, don't weaponize sex, and see marriage as a partnership, not a paycheck. Stats don't lie, my friends. US women initiate 70 to 80% of divorces. 60+% of Western women, 18 to 30, are obese or overweight. The average Western woman, 7+ sexual partners by the age 25, and that's backed by the CDC. 43% of U.S. men under 30 are celibate, rejected, or priced out. Foreign wives, lower divorce rates, higher happiness, traditional values, actual gratitude. Passport bros aren't running, they are upgrading. So I'm with you guys. Smarter, not weaker. West failed the men, so men left. Can't blame them.
This is the way.
So an American woman goes on vacation to Medellin, Colombia. She's feeling good. Sun's out, vibes are right. Then she sees a bunch of single American guys. Proud, right? But here's the twist. Not one of those dudes approaches her. No drinks, no flirting, nothing. You'd think the world ended, man. She's online talking about how concerned she felt. Like, why aren't they talking to me? Then there's another clip, this time from Japan. An American woman living there says, American men treat Japanese women like delicate flowers, but they treat us bad. Let's be real for a second. The guys traveling overseas, they're not flying 3,000 miles to deal with the same energy they left at home.
This is the way.
Take notes, Emily.
They're looking for something different, something peaceful, feminine, and cooperative.
He ain't lying.
Remember a few months ago when everyone was calling the passport bros dusty and undesirable? Yeah, now those same people are upset that those same men aren't checking for them. Crazy, right? Here's the truth. You can't win with some of these modern women. You could be tall, rich, loyal, and they'll still find something to complain about. Just look at Ayesha Curry. Married to a great guy, and she's still talking about wanting attention from other men. So here's the move. Stop worrying about who's triggered. Live your life, build your value, and if you want to get your passport and explore, do it. The guys overseas aren't angry. They're happy, peaceful, and posting pictures with their new family. The internet rage. The real ones, they're already living the life that everyone online keeps arguing about.
I just don't understand how the most mid-basic level men can leave America, travel to these other countries, and just pull absolute tens, like the hottest girls that you will ever see. And these men, like men that we wouldn't even look twice at, are just pulling them and convincing them to date them. Like, I truly don't understand it. Can someone please explain to me how this is happening and how these men are able to get away with it? Also, like, how can we stop this? It's out of control, and it's getting to a point where it needs to be stopped.
Okay, so she's super jealous of this new reality where guys are disgusted with American women in this country because it's really becoming like a pandemic of sorts of just horrible behavior. And they go to other countries and they meet women who want to be in their feminine, right? Because they haven't been indoctrinated in the same way.
The Iceman is coming!
Winter is here.